Hey everybody, it's Mike. I'm back doing another video. Today I'd like to enter the contest, Richard McCook's third anniversary contest. He's got, it's based on three because it's his third anniversary, so there's three main questions. I'd like to go ahead and get started. Seems like a really fun contest, great questions, and gives me a chance to show some records I normally wouldn't show. So here we go. The first question is pick three artists, their best and worst albums. And I guess I'll approach this as more of a best and I guess favorite and least favorite. I normally don't collect like all the records of a band unless I like all their stuff. And if I don't like an album, I usually won't buy it. So these are my least favorite, not necessarily their worst. So anyway, I'll get started with the first band, and that's the Cocteau Twins. This is my favorite album of theirs, Heaven or Las Vegas, 1990 release. Fantastic. I got to see them on tour for this this concert, and it was fantastic. Cocteau Twins, Heaven or Las Vegas, they're best, in my humble opinion. To me, they're my least favorite of theirs, and it's still a decent album, but I don't know. It's just not something that I play very often, and it's head over heels. A lot of people love this album. A lot of critics like this album a lot. It's just my least favorite. So it's got some good songs on there. Musette and drums is fantastic. But for the most part, overall, from start to finish, it's just my least favorite of theirs. So Cocteau Twins, head over heels. The next band I'd like to do is Ladytron. I've been talking about them a lot lately. Ladytron, this is my favorite of theirs. It is called Gravity of the Seducer, and what happened was, let's just say this is my favorite, and then my least favorite is this album, Velocifero. Strange name for an album, hard to pronounce. Velocifero by Ladytron. This album came right before this one, and to me it was just a real about face, a real 180-degree turn for them. This album, they were starting to get into the adding guitar, a lot of more guitar in their music, and normally they're just a purely electronic band. So I was kind of disappointed with the guitar direction, kind of like what Depeche Mode started doing with their middle to late stuff, and I really just like their purely electronic stuff. So that's why I love Gravity Seducer, because they went back to the purely synthesizer sound, and it's just a great album. Very atmospheric, moody, dark, really awesome. So Gravity the Seducer, my most favorite of Ladytron, and Velocifero, my least favorite by them. The third band is, again, my favorite band, Stereolab. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite album. I probably go with any one of three, but I'll just choose this one for today. Margarine Eclipse. I believe this is 2003. And what I really like about this album, especially this version, this is the reissue. It's a 3-disc set. And they went back and added like longer versions, extended versions of a lot of these songs. And the extended versions are just really nice. Usually I don't like remixes or extended versions of songs because they tend to be just kind of contrived and just don't really add anything to the song. But Stereolab, leave it up to them to do something great with it, and they did. So this is my most favorite of theirs. My least favorite, and this still has some good songs on it and all, and I'm not bashing it or anything, but I don't have it on vinyl. I just haven't. It's the one Stereolab album that I don't have on vinyl, and I'm just holding off for a bit, and maybe I'll get it at some point, hopefully before it disappears. But it's Transient Random Noise Bursts with Announcements. I do have the reissue on CD version of it, and I do have the original version on CD, and this is a Japanese version. It comes with some bonus songs. I do have a single from it, Jenny Ondioline. I do have that, and I do have another French disco with another version of Jenny Ondioline on it. So it's not like I don't like the music. I did collect quite a few versions from this, but I just haven't gotten around to buying it on vinyl, just out of spite. I don't know. It's an okay album. It's got some decent songs on it, but it's my least favorite of theirs. So Margarine Eclipse is my favorite. Next one, 3 albums on CD you'd love to have on vinyl. Now these are CDs I'm pretty sure just are not available on vinyl at this point, and that's why I don't have them, because there's some of my favorite albums. The first one is Curve, Come Clean. This is their 3rd studio album, and it's just fantastic from start to finish. It's my favorite of theirs, and as far as I know, this is not available on vinyl at all. So I'd love to find that. Curve, Come Clean. The next one, fantastic band out of Sweden, Kamida, and this is called What Makes It Go. Again, I don't believe this is available on vinyl anywhere. I do have one of their albums on vinyl. It's the only one I've been able to find, but this one I do not believe is available on vinyl, at least according to Discogs. You can only get it on CD. Pretty cheap on CD, but just not on vinyl. So Komida, Swedish band, What Makes It Go, out of Umeå, Sweden. I hope I didn't say Switzerland. I hope I'm saying Sweden. Anyway, the third one is a band out of England called The Mummers. I love this band. Very unique, very interesting. This is actually a band called it's an album called Tell to Tell, and there's 2 different versions of it. Both have a slightly different track listing. Both have my favorite song called Wonderland on it, but they're 2 different versions of Wonderland. So I've got both. I found it necessary to get both of these releases on CD, but they're not available on vinyl. So I'd love to see one of these or both of these available on vinyl. That'd be awesome. The Mummers, Tell to Tell. That's the third question, or second question. The third question, show 3 artists that a best of is really all you need. Really hard for me to, because when I like a band, I usually like all their deep cuts too. It's very rare that I like a band and just really only like their hits. It's just very, very rare. So I had to kind of begrudgingly choose these 3 artists, but there are some deep cuts that I do like of these bands, but for the most part, I think I'd be probably survive with just the greatest hits. And the first one is Adam Ant. Not Adam and the Ants, because I do like a lot of deep tracks by them, but Adam Ant's solo stuff, really, I'd be okay with just this album. But if there was a greatest hits and it included some of his other songs from his other solo albums, I'd be okay with that as well. But anyway, my first one's Adam Ant. Second one, again, another album that I'd be okay with just this one album, Oingo Boingo, Dead Man's Party. But if there was a greatest hits, and as long as it included, the 3 or 4 hits off of this album, I'd be okay with just that, Oingo Boingo. Danny Elfman's a fantastic talent, musical talent, but I don't know. I just got to be in the mood to listen to Oingo Boingo, so I'd be okay with the greatest hits of them. And then this one, again, begrudgingly, I'd say Bjork. I listen to, I have all her music on digital download, but I don't have any physical pieces of hers other than Debut and I think Post. At one point, I think I had a bunch of her CDs, but right now I just have a few. But I think I'd be okay with just like a best of, just various songs off her various albums that she's released over the years. I'd be okay with that. And maybe just still own this Debut album because there's some deep cuts off this that I really like. And in keeping with this, I'd say also the Sugar Cubes. I think I'd be okay with just a best of Sugar Cubes album. I don't know if I really listen to any of the deep tracks off of either one of these artists very much. So I think just the best of would be okay with me. So Sugar Cubes and Bjork. So anyway, those are that's my submission. I appreciate anybody who watched this video. That's awesome. And I love getting, I'd love to get either likes or subscriptions if you want to. If not, then just thanks for watching. I appreciate it anyway. And hope y'all having a great weekend. I'll see y'all later. Bye.